like when you're playing one of those like speed games when it's like name something that starts with L and you're like
waffles. Soup? Seriously?
So welcome
to Good Soup.
So today is March 10th.
Wow.
Crazy.
Can't believe it's already March 10th.
Are you making fun of me?
A little bit. Just a tad.
I was definitely about to jump on that train, and then I thought, wait a second. This feels like a setup. No, Julia is referencing my real thing that I actually do in real life, which is always comment about the passage of time.
Chris is always very surprised that time is passing, and I can relate. I give her a hard time. I do feel the same way. It's just that she expresses it.
Yeah.
I feel like every day. I feel like every day you're like, can you believe another day has gone by?
Yeah, I just genuinely will never get used to the passage of time.
Yeah. I mean, it is jarring. We're just kind of hurtling through space and time.
Really. I feel like I'll be in a nursing home or something when I'm really old and just constantly.
I can't believe I'm in this nursing home.
The orderlies will be so frustrated and annoyed with me because I will only talk about how fast the time went.
No, they'll have other problems to worry about.
That's true.
Much
like wiping my
grosser,
butt.
weird problems. Yeah. But actually.
No, no. They're the real heroes, though. Mm-hmm. That's a hard job. I'm serious. That's a
shout out to you, nursing home workers.
Oh man,
Crazy. I can't. Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me. Wouldn't be me. So I was thinking about the soup of the day.
Okay.
What soup I'm feeling today on my way over here.
Oh, nice.
So, do you have one ready to go?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll just share mine, and
okay.
then if you feel one, then you can share, and if not, that's okay.
Okay.
I am feeling like the classic canned SpaghettiOs with meatballs.
Whoa.
I know.
That's a lot of complex things happening. Let's unpack that for a second.
Okay, so number one, SpaghettiOs, because it reminds me of my childhood, and it reminds me of the innocence of my youth.
Do you feel innocent and youthful today?
I do.
Wow.
Well, not so innocent,
well,
but not in a bad way. Just,
yeah.
I feel this new awakening of kind of a turn in the trajectory of my life, or like a new chapter, and it feels like this sounds a little woo-woo, but it feels in a sense like I'm being quote unquote reborn.
In a sense.
Yeah.
Innocence.
OMG. The enemy is the
enemy.
The enemy. Honestly though, that's crazy.
Anyway,
my mind is blown now.
Your innocence is in a sense.
In a sense.
Being reborn.
Yeah, exactly. It feels as though I'm kind of starting from this new point and moving on. So that kind of nostalgic younger days when the whole world was full of possibilities and when you're a kid how it is.
Yeah. How it is.
I feel like
some SpaghettiOs.
I feel like that, but then I added the meatballs because they're a little heartier, give you a little more legs to stand on, so to speak, and I feel like that's very appropriate because I am more mature now and I'm older and I have a lot more what feels like spiritual, mental, emotional legs to stand on moving into the new season. So And SpaghettiOs is just a fun soup, and I'm feeling pretty fun today.
Just feeling pretty fun.
So
all right,
it's great.
well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a creamy. What?
Sorry. Okay.
I'm feeling like a creamy butternut squash soup today.
Oh.
I'm feeling pretty good,
Mhm.
pretty smooth,
Mhm.
not terrible,
Mhm.
but not my favorite.
Okay.
Just you look at it and you're like, that's probably gonna be good, and then you try it and you're like, this is probably doing something for my body, but like nothing else.
It's probably good for me.
Yeah. There's probably some nutrients in here,
Mhm.
but it's like, I kind of wish I ordered something different.
Oh
That's how I
man,
feel.
that's a great description.
With pumpkin seeds on top.
Ooh,
little crunch.
A little crunch.
And gone way too soon. Like you eat them in the first like 2 or 3 bites, and then you're like, no,
Aw.
pumpkin seeds are gone.
The only thing that was helping me get through this soup.
Yeah,
And now it's gone.
that's how I feel today.
Oh man. Well, that kind of. Oh shoot! I forgot what I was gonna say. This is so frustrating. Anytime in my whole entire life when I've wished my brain would go blank, it never does.
Right.
And right in the moment where you need it to perform, it's blank.
It's like when you're playing one of those like speed games when it's like, name something that starts with L, and you're like, bazooka.
Waffles. Oh my gosh, bazooka was absolutely the right choice.
I love that we said it at the same time and said such wildly different things. That was great.
But bazooka was definitely the right choice. Because it doesn't even have L in it. And it's a funny word.
That's literally, yeah.
What did you think of Dune?
Dune.
Spoiler alert.
Dune.
Just, yeah, spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear about the new Dune
This
movie,
is just us catching up. Like, really, like, so we're
But
just going to
this-
record us catching up.
this is very relevant, though. That's what we do every week.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah?
I don't know. Now I'm just trying.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was very long. I don't feel
Mhm.
like it was too long because when it ended, I wanted it to keep going. I was like,
Yeah.
what is happening?
Yeah.
I wanted to know more.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it more. I don't know if y'all ever feel this way, but like I get disoriented when I'm in a movie and I don't know how long it's been and I don't know
Mhm.
how long is left.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a couple of those moments. So I don't know if that's because the movie's too long or just because I wasn't wearing my watch. I didn't have my phone. So I had no concept of time or like how much time had passed or how much longer we were going to be sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt very much like, okay, like what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
But I really loved it. I think I'm going to need to watch it again
Mm-hmm.
at home with subtitles
Yes.
to really like
Mm-hmm.
get it all in. But I feel like there's just so much like rich, like, I don't know, symbolism in this movie. And he and I talked about it for like hours afterwards, just because it's like there's just so many things happening that you're like unsure about, like just with the, like journey of the main character and, him trying to figure out who he is, and then he starts acting in a specific way, and you're like, okay, does he really think that he's the Messiah?
That was
or
the most confusing part for me.
Is he just playing this role because he sees it's the only way to like unify the people enough to like fight this fight that needs to be fought, because he comes in like guns a-blazing, like
it's such
like
a drastic change.
Like he's so like, I'm so humble. Well, not
it's
actually
so jarring.
It made me laugh so hard when he's like, I'm not the Messiah, whatever, and then like
he's too humble to say that.
Javier Bardem's character is like, look, he's so humble, it must be him. Like,
he's like, he's so humble he won't even say he's the Messiah, so it has to be him.
Right, yeah, I love that part so much.
Yes, that's funny.
And just as a Christian, I feel like it's just such an interesting like mirror of like faith, and there was so many times that like faith was brought up, and faith being a way to control people and a way to influence like political things, and but like that doesn't necessarily negate the faith, but it also like can be used. So it's like clearly the whole Messiah thing was like in part created by these like witch ladies to influence power, but also is it also real?
True. Right, yeah.
And then but it's like, is this guy actually the Messiah? Or when he drank the water, did he see like the only way for, because he did that whole thing, it reminded me of like Doctor Strange in Endgame, where he's like, there's only one way for us to win. This is Doctor Strange doing the thing, you know, like when he's like, anyway, I wish this was a visual podcast, because none of that is gonna land at all.
It's okay.
But when he's like, there's a narrow way forward, I'm like, is the narrow way you becoming this figurehead even though you don't believe it, or is it you embodying the person you really are, which is the Messiah? Yeah. And it's just so interesting. And then of course, like the heartbreaking, like I don't know why we said spoilers, so I but for some reason I'm still holding back.
You're being very vague.
Yeah, I don't know why. But I don't know. I feel bad like plunging that upon people of like there's spoilers. But I knew he was gonna end up with Florence Pugh because of the whole Little Women thing. Yes. If I had a nickel for every time Timothy Chalamet ended up with Florence Pugh in a movie where he was romancing someone else, I'd have 2 nickels. But it still surprised me for some reason because of just how brutal it was. Like I kind of in my head, like I didn't think it through, but I kind of just assumed that she would die or something terrible would happen, or that he would be forced into it.
To Zendaya?
Yeah.
Like she would somehow be out of the picture.
Yes. I did not expect him to just reject her and like just be like, sorry, love you, but I'm going to go my own way.
I know.
I did not expect that. I thought that either she would die or his mother would like force him, and it would be this like heartbreaking like thing. But like, he wasn't cold, but to kind of just be like, I'll love you forever. And then like just be like, I'll marry your daughter. Like the way he says it is just so like non-emotional. Like the way he's just like you're done, but I'll take your daughter if you want me to.
Excuse me for my language, but he's kind of a dick.
He is kind of a dick.
Like he goes from being this like super likable, super,
which is confusing because it's not his character.
Yes, and you think you know his character, and then he drinks the worm bile, and then he just goes full. And so is he playing a role? Yeah, right. Or I don't know. He just realizing so
who he's supposed to be?
Because I'm thinking about then this conversation a monologue that his dad gave in the first movie about duty and assuming the role and finding where you fit in, and his dad saying something about, you know, I didn't want this before I assumed it, but then I found my way and I can't imagine anything else kind of thing. And so, yeah, it's the question of, is this really who he is? Like, is this really what he was destined to be? Or is he playing a part for a bigger purpose?
Yeah, I don't know. And so I just feel like that was really interesting.
There's so many different agendas trying to get executed all at the same time, and it's so hard to know who to trust and what to trust in the movie. You know, in the world of the movie, you just don't, it's like who has an agenda for the benefit of the people and who doesn't, and it's just really, there's a lot of nuance to it, and there's a lot of layers, and
it's very political.
There's double crossing, and there's, you know, like his mom even, I think she has a separate agenda from the Bene Gesserit.
Yeah.
Which, like, they were kind of together before, and then she kind of split off, and now, so they're, you know, butting heads, and then you got the Emperor, and yeah, it's just the Fremen, like, and the two sects of the Fremen, like the North and the South, like, it's just, yeah, it's very complex in that way.
Yeah.
But it was I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was good. Again, I think I'll need to watch it again. So my hope for the next one, if there is a next one, I really want to see Florence Pugh and Timothée Chalamet become this, like, power couple. I want him to be faking. I will not be mad. I will not be mad if he is the Messiah and he just becomes the Messiah. I will understand if that is because that's just how things happen. Sometimes you're the Messiah. You just can't help it. But I feel like for me, the most satisfying outcome would be for him to, like, reveal to Florence Pugh, like, hey, I'm not actually this guy, but I've got to do this, like, for this outcome. And she's already kind of, like, iffy about the whole thing, like the Bene Gesserit and and her dad. She's already like, I don't know about this. And so for them to, like, unite and come up with, like, a crazy plan and, like, enact it together, I feel like that would be my favorite outcome. And I don't know if I hope he ends up with Florence Pugh or Zendaya. I mean, obviously I hope he ends up with Zendaya. But again, in my desired outcome, he is, like, a power couple with Florence Pugh. So I don't know how that's going to work out.
Well, maybe they could be power friends.
Power
and then,
friends.
You know, united in the effort.
United in friendship.
United in their political cause, and they support each other in that way, and then it frees them both up to love other people. Yeah. In a different way.
Yeah. And then Austin Butler was just, like, they knew he was going to die in this movie. And so they were like, you just go for it, man. Like, longevity, we're not worried about that. Just pull out all the stops and be the creepiest MFer you could possibly be.
I am worried about his mental health after that.
So
honestly,
crazy.
I was worried about my mental health after witnessing him play that character, so I can only imagine
it was very weird
the trauma that has happened to his brain from playing that character, because it was so intense.
So
okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't know why I'm saying this, because it's like, oh, I'm so funny, but so Ian and I'm so sorry to the world. I just am so sorry. Ian and I are both, like, chit chatters.
Oh, you
during
guys
a movie.
Suck.
We suck.
We hate you.
We suck.
The world hates you.
But we like to lean in and, like, chit chat to each other.
That's fine. But are you doing it in a way that is it really loud?
I hope not.
Okay.
I am actively trying to not be loud.
Because some
do cover, but we have to talk to each other.
Yeah.
It's really hard for us to not talk to each other. And we always go in and we're like,
okay,
and
but
then we end up talking to each other.
At least you're not the people who just talk. Some people just talk like they're in a public area where people aren't trying to watch a movie, and that is so frustrating.
I'm sure we have frustrated many people, and again, every time we go in, we are like, oh no, we're not going to do it this
not
time.
This time.
And then something happens and we're like, oh my God. But so there's that scene where the one witch is like
seducing him.
Yeah. And so, like, literally all the Bene Gesserit are, like, covered from head to toe. They wear these giant hats that are, like, so much taller. Anyway, and this one time she's wearing a witch outfit, but she has, like, cutouts on her shoulders. Like, it's just, like, ridiculous. Like, it's the only time any of them show any skin. But, like, so she goes in the room, and I lean over to Ian, and I'm like, ooh, she's a sexy witch. And for some reason, that got him. Like, he was like trying so, like, he was like doing what you were doing in church the other day. Like, he's like shaking and like trying to like hold it together while this scene is happening. Because I'm like, ooh, I'm a sexy witch.
Yes.
Anyway, I just thought the sexy witch was funny.
That's funny.
Because it's like all the rest, they dress so conservatively.
They do.
But then it's like for this one particular scene, she like took a knife and like cut some holes in her robe, and she's like, this'll work.
I don't even remember that. But overall, I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited. This month is movie month. There are so many good movies coming out.
And music month, honestly.
Yeah?
Well, Ariana Grande, Beyonce, and Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's album comes out next month.
Okay.
But just like the springtime there's a lot of movies coming out and there's a lot of albums coming out.
Yeah, it does feel like a lot of content. But the 2 movies I'm most excited about that are coming out is the first one is the new Ghostbusters.
Oh my god.
I am so excited.
I think
for
you're
that.
the only person that's excited for that.
Are you serious? Yes. Oh, I'm so excited.
Who is going to see the new Ghostbusters?
Everybody.
I didn't even know.
Are you serious?
There was a new Ghostbusters movie.
It looks so good.
Is it a team of scrappy young children?
It's the children from the first. So it's
Finn Wolfhard, isn't it? Right. Or he was in one of them.
The one from Stranger Things. Yes.
Yeah.
Then yes. So there's 3 different sections now. There's the OG Ghostbusters.
There's the spin-off women's Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's number 2. And then there's the reboot with the kids.
Gotcha.
Ghostbusters. And I think that one's called Afterlife.
Okay.
Ghostbusters Afterlife, which came out a couple years ago.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And now this one, I don't know. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it's a sequel to the Afterlife one that came out, which was very good, by the way.
Oh, okay.
They did such a good job. Ghostbusters is such one of those cult classic franchises that if you're going to put your hands on it, you have to be really careful. Because if you don't do it just right, you're going to lose the cult-y classicness of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It'd be like someone trying to remake Back to the Future now.
Why hasn't anyone done that?
It's very, honestly? I mean, you're treading on very sacred ground for a lot of people. So if you don't do it just right, it doesn't do it justice. And I think the lady remake of Ghostbusters was actually not bad. I was expecting it to be abysmal, and it was not. It was actually like fairly good, I thought.
Okay.
But I do think that Ghostbusters Afterlife that they did chef's kiss. I mean, it was actually, I just loved, they tipped their hat to the OG Ghostbusters, and they have their own legs to stand on for this Ghostbusters, and Paul Rudd's in it, so how can you really go wrong?
I mean,
you know,
he's America's sweetheart.
I love him so much. So I'm super excited about that one. And then the other one that I'm really excited about is Godzilla X Kong.
You got just such different taste in movies. That is coming out, isn't it?
It's coming out on Good Friday.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Godzilla is a little sentimental to me. Because my brother was really heavily into Godzilla when he was younger.
Okay.
And I was alive, praise the Lord, during the era of the release of the Matthew Broderick version of Godzilla.
Okay.
The worm guy version. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It's the...
I don't.
I know you don't, but it is... It will forever live in my heart as the best Godzilla, even though it's probably arguably not the best Godzilla. But we were big fans of Godzilla in that era, and my brother had the games and stuff. So it's kind of nostalgic for me. But the new installment of like the MonsterVerse is actually really good too. And there's a show on Apple TV that I think it's called Monarch, and I haven't watched it yet, but it's more of the Godzilla story. So I'm really excited though. I feel like it's been a while since there have been a lot of movies kind of back to back that I've wanted to see in theaters. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty excited.
That's awesome.
What movies are coming out that you want to see?
The only one I can think of off the top of my head is called Monkey Man. And
are you serious?
Yeah.
Isn't that the Marvel? Or no, that's the Green Lantern guy, right?
It's like a superhero.
But he's the villain, isn't he?
I don't know. It's got Dev Patel on it. And that's part of the reason why.
Yeah.
I love Dev
Okay.
Patel.
I think I've only seen one commercial for that, so I don't remember.
I saw it during the Super Bowl, and I don't even really remember anything about
you
it.
Just know.
But I just saw it, and I'm like, I want to watch that. I'm watching it. So
Yes.
this has already come out, but I do want to see Wonka at some point.
Ooh, Wonka was good.
Because I heard good things about it. I was like, that's going to be terrible before it came out. And then once it came out, everyone thought it was good. And
it was good. I mean,
so
Timothée Chalamet.
He's just doing
really
a good job,
likable
man.
Character, and it's a likable story.
I didn't want to like him, but he's doing his job well.
He is.
I don't know why I didn't type. I'm Googling March 24 releases, but I just Googled March 2024, and they were like, that's the month that it is.
That is now.
Good job. Ian and I went through and talked about some movies that are coming out this year that we want to see. And one of them is Twisters.
Okay, I don't know. Talk about cult classic, putting your hands on sacred ground. I just don't know how I feel about that.
Okay, well,
Have you ever seen the OG Twister?
I feel like I have, but I don't remember much about it.
Okay.
But Ian has kind of a crush on Glenn Powell.
Who is that?
The main guy.
Oh.
Glenn Powell.
Ooh.
He was in Top Gun Maverick. He was Hangman.
Oh.
And
yeah, he's got the jawline.
Like stupid good looking.
Yeah.
Like I don't even find him attractive. He looks like he was 3D printed.
Fake. He's AI.
Yeah. Like he's not a real person.
Yeah.
But he was in that romance movie with Sydney Sweeney recently. I think it's
Anyone But You?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not seen it.
I heard it was bad. I heard it was like actually just a bad movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
anyway,
I know who you're talking about.
He's in Twisters. And yeah, I want to see that. And then the other one was Wicked in November.
I am excited about. Wow, that's a while.
I know.
But it'll come fast.
I mean,
the passage of time.
Besides, not besides. I don't know why I started it that way. The difference between Chris and I is I am not like in a hurry for things to happen. Like, because I know that it's going to go by really fast. So it doesn't bother me that it's like in November because then I have something to look forward to. Yeah. And I know that it'll be here soon enough. And I'm like, okay, like waiting just does not perturb me.
And I am over here frothing at the mouth. Like, just like in agony. Agony.
Agony.
I'm in agony. What is that song from?
I'm singing Into the Woods. Yeah. Agony, far more painful than yours. Because they're like the two princes, like competing about which one of them is more heartbroken.
Funny. Oh my gosh! Can you please?
I really don't think I can do it on command.
Oh, okay, it's okay. Just at some point, you have to just like randomly.
I will
bring him.
Okay, so for context, for some reason,
oh my god,
unknown to me, to anyone really, I do this impression of Hugh Jackman in Les Mis. It's absolutely terrible.
It's not terrible. It's actually spot on, which makes it hilarious.
Because Hugh Jackman,
it's not even an exaggeration.
Props to you, my guy. You really tried your best, but it did not sound
Your
good.
Your vibrato is insane, bro.
And so, yeah, if you've watched the live action Les Mis, well, I guess none of them were animated.
Yeah.
Just like the movie version of Les Mis with Hugh Jackman in
film.
It. And I know he worked really hard and he's probably really proud of that performance and he should be, but he just has this specific like, and I did an impression of it.
Oh my god!
And him singing this song from the movie, and Chris loves it.
She slayed me.
She just anytime I do it, even as you can see, just even the thought of me doing it.
It's actually cocaine in my system. Like I have withdrawals if it goes too long between.
But now
when
there's so much pressure that I'm like, I don't know if I could ever do it as funny.
Oh my goodness! You chose the perfect line to take out of all of the lines that he sings. It's the perfect display of it. Perfectly encapsulates all of it. it's the essence of what everyone's thinking while they're watching it, but they don't want to say.
My favorite, like, just unhinged, like, kind of just impression to do is Hugh Jackman and Russell Crowe, like, having their little sing-off, you know? Like,
yes.
Because neither of these men have the chops to really carry this off.
Russell Crowe and I sing on the jazz. He's very nasally.
From the gutter too. Just like, and again, I know that they really gave it their all.
I know.
And I want to respect that because I don't think they're bad.
No.
I just think that they were like, they just didn't pick Broadway style singers and it doesn't carry off the same. And
it's just a tad distracting.
Yeah.
A little bit. But made for some hilarious material for us. So if that's enough for me.
Should I try to do it?
I don't know.
Should I just pocket it?
Yeah.
I'll pocket it. We'll bring it out another day.
Whenever it feels like the right time is the right time.
I stole a loaf of bread.
26042. What is his number? Do you remember?
24601.
Oh, so close.
You were so close.
I have a hard time with numbers.
I mean,
remembering the order of numbers.
Why would you need to remember that?
I don't know. You have this crazy ability where you just lock away information in your brain that I don't understand how you hold it in there.
I don't either.
Like, I feel like you can hear a song twice and then you know all the lyrics for forever.
Pretty much.
And it's crazy.
I feel like there's something wrong with me. I feel like I'm deficient in so many other areas.
No, I don't. It's just,
to be so good at memorizing stuff.
You know,
specifically lyrics. I am very good with lyrics.
It baffles me.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Thank you for marveling at my one talent.
No, you have more talents than that, but that's...
Do you want me to sing the VeggieTales theme song?
Oh my gosh. Can you?
No, I mean, I can.
You can.
I know absolutely can, but that was a joke. I'm not actually going to sing it, but...
Here I go.
I could do the Cyberchase theme song.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't watched an episode of Cyberchase since I was 8.
Was that the show on PBS?
Mm-hmm, with the math.
Whoa, can you just do like a little bit of it?
Cyberchase, we're moving. We're beating Hacker at his game. Because Motherboard will get him every time.
Oh my
gosh. We've got the power of 1, 2, 3, go! Running into cyberspace. We'll meet him face to face.
Ooh, it's got that 80s vibe.
Together all the time. Adventures in cyberspace. It chases on the stage. It's a YBER chase.
They don't make them like that anymore.
I did not know all the words to that, but... To be fair, I didn't know the words when I was a child, so it's stuck in my memory as exactly how I heard it when I was a kid.
That still happens to me. You know, there are songs. Oh, I learned the true lyrics of this Michael Jackson song that I have listened to so many times in my whole life, and it finally somehow just clicked that I was like, oh, he's saying real words there, and those real words actually make sense.
He's not just making a weird sound.
I can't remember what song it was, but it just made me feel incompetent that I didn't know. You know,
it doesn't have to be that deep.
But it's so obvious, and you're just like, how could I listen to this song so many times and just not recognize that, oh, that's what he's saying there.
I mean, there's plenty of songs, but don't be so hard on yourself. You know, especially like as kids, we have to fill in the blanks for stuff so much. And because as a kid you don't understand anything that's happening to you in the world, you just kind of go through life accepting things that don't make sense. Yeah. And like as an adult, we don't do that. We're kind of just like, I need to know how this works. Why is this happening? Like, what is... you can't just put out a song with nonsense words. Like,
Right.
this person has to be saying something. What are
Yeah.
they saying? But as a kid, you don't know that. And so you're just like, oh, yeah, you can just say nothing.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, like, because
Yeah.
you don't know.
That's
Because
true.
you don't understand anything that's going on around you. So there's no rules. So you're just like, whatever. So
That's a
there's
good
just
point.
so many things, like, as a kid that you just think are real.
Mm-hmm. And then you just never replace it with
Right,
the
and you
real
never
thing.
replace it with real
Okay,
information.
that makes sense.
Because, like, as a kid, you're just, like, just think about, I don't know if you can remember, like, your childhood, but, like, hearing your parents talk about stuff, like, you could pick up, it's like listening to another language. Like, you pick up on some of the words they're saying.
That's true.
And you're like, okay, they're saying money, they're saying car, they're saying these things. Okay, maybe it's, like, about this, but they also said this other big word that I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna kind of store that away. I don't really know what that means. And I'm gonna use context clues for these other things.
Yeah.
Like, everything as a kid, you're just constantly putting together a puzzle of, like, what you think the world is like.
That's so true.
And song lyrics, the same thing. Is like, you don't know that things should make sense because nothing really makes sense to you. So the fact that the song wouldn't make sense isn't really news because nothing really makes sense to you as a kid.
My head just exploded.
It's pretty crazy.
That's good stuff. That's good soup. That's good soup right there. It's actually funny though because I did catch the moment on camera. So
What moment?
the moment I realized what the lyrics
Oh.
actually were. It's on my Snapchat, which would take a long time to dig into, but but
What do you want to tell us? What it is? You haven't even.
I don't remember. It's something about fever.
That's pretty ironic.
I got it. Fever. Right now. Keep on till the fools don't stop. But he's saying
Don't stop till you get enough.
he's saying fever is the now. Something anyway, but it's those lyrics at the beginning. I'd have to listen to it again to refresh my mind, but yeah, I was like, oh, he's saying fever, and like he's saying real words that actually, make sense in context of what he's talking about. So I just felt like as a songwriter,
Michael Jackson is also very hard to understand. I feel that way about like a lot of his songs still to this day.
Okay, so what's one thing that you are looking forward to this week?
Well, the Eras Tour movie comes out on Disney Plus. So I am excited about that. I am throwing a baby shower for one of my friends on Saturday, so I am very excited about that. And I don't have to work this week.
Oh, spring break.
Sort of. I still have to do school.
Well,
but
okay.
I don't have to work, which is a nice break. So that's something.
Yeah,
so.
That is a nice break.
Yeah. What about you?
I am excited this week for I've got a new song in the works.
Woohoo!
Yeah. And so I'm getting together with some people to try to get some lyrics written out.
I don't know what impulsed me to try to mess with that right now.
It's fine. So we're gonna try to write some. Oh, I also have that like strategy session with that guy who wrote.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this is kind of crazy. So was this This was 2 years ago now.
Oh yeah.
2 years ago, I set out to release a cover of a song a week for a whole year, which lasted less than a month, I think. Sad, but it's okay. It's fine.
And when I told her you should just do one a month, you
listen,
were like, "No, I want to do one a week."
It's all part of the. It's
part of the
bigger process and the whole story. But
you wouldn't be here if you didn't start there.
Really, though, honestly. So as part of that, though, it was during the winter.
Sorry, that was kind of harsh. I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine.
Throw you under the bus like that.
Oh, my neck. Just kidding. This was during the season of the Winter Olympics, so I thought it'd be appropriate to cover this song called "A Sporting Chance," which is from the film Eddie the Eagle, which, if you don't know, that film is about the first British ski jumper in the Olympics. So
it's a very good movie.
All time. Talk about Hugh Jackman. Ugh,
is he in that movie?
Good. Yeah, he's like the
coach,
crusty guru guy who's like,
I'm retired, but I'll help you this one time.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen it in a long time, so I forgot he was in it. But
that whole movie is so good. The score is so good. The music is so good. everything about it. It's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. But I thought it'd be very appropriate to cover the song A Sporting Chance. And
you should insert a little clip of it.
Oh, that's
here.
a good idea. Oh, the cover?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah.
Of your cover.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
You can't get copyrighted.
That's so true. All right, so I'll drop that in here. We are gathered here to abandon fear with a sporting chance. Honor, power, faith, carry on the flame with a sporting chance. But there was a string of lyrics that I couldn't understand, and even after scouring the internet, I couldn't find an answer. So I thought, I'll just message the guy who wrote the song on Instagram, because I found him on Instagram. And he actually answered me, and we did a little bit of back and forth, and he was like, good luck and stuff. That was like 2 years ago, right? And we never had any further conversation after that, ever. And then I get this message from him on Monday, or earlier this week, basically saying he's going to release this mentorship program, teaching program, something like that, and he was hoping to find a time that we could get on the Zoom, I sound like my mom, get on Zoom and just kind of talk about it, and just out of the blue, like crazy. And I was like, okay, sure. So I have no idea what to expect from that.
I'm excited to hear about it.
I know. I don't know if it'll be like a pitch thing where it's kind of like an MLM thing where he's like, yeah, then you could recruit other people, or if it's just genuinely like, hey, we've connected in the past and thought this would be cool, and you're more in the student zone of things. So that's exciting. And then yeah, we're just working on some more music this week, and hopefully then I guess recording vocals for that in like that following week or the week after. So
nice.
But yeah, so, and it's really nice because it is really feeling like springtime because all of the trees are blooming.
Man, it is gorgeous out today.
Mm-hmm. It's a little chilly.
Not so much temperature wise, more just like optics.
Sunny, yeah. Yeah, right.
The flowers are blooming, like all the like Bradford pear trees are like fully out.
Yeah.
And the sun is shining, and it's like a beautiful blue sky. It is a little nippy today.
Yeah.
But just looking outside, it's a real nice thing.
Yeah. You're like, ooh, I want to go be out there. And then you go outside and you're like, okay, it's a little, I'll just look from the outside.
Exactly.
But yeah, so do you have anything book related this week to share?
I don't. I haven't been reading a ton.
What?
I know.
How dare
I have a lot of school to do.
Well,
and
that's been reading.
School for me is mostly reading at this point in my degree. It's just mostly like reading and then writing about what I read.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I'm really hoping. I've really, really missed it. So one of my goals for the week is to make some time to do some recreational reading. Sweet. But I just can't decide what I want to read, and that's like part of the like thing that is keeping me from reading. Yes,
there's so many options, and you're like,
that is the like problem I have. Is like I feel like I would have started reading. Like I would be in the middle of something now if I didn't have to make a choice. Like just like the idea of trying to figure out what to read is a little like.
Can you just like set a couple books out and just like close your eyes and point and then pick that one?
I could do that, but it doesn't always work. Like sometimes I'll pick it up and I'll be like, I don't want to read that.
Well, but then it's kind of like trial by fire, because then you don't want to read it, and then you can say, okay, absolutely not that one.
Yeah.
Or maybe you should just do that. Maybe you should just read the first paragraph of the books that are in question and figure out which one
that's a good idea.
Meets your fancy, and then just keep reading that one.
Yeah. I'll report back how that goes. We both saluted each other.
We did.
Just FYI.
I know. I would love to at some point implement the video aspect of all this, but I think once we get into a good rhythm with this, and plus we don't have a set place where we record. It's very mobile right now, so I think that would be harder with the video I think that's something that would be a lot easier if we had like an actual dedicated space for this, and then we could just leave everything set up and all that. But
I'll get right on that
someday. I don't have anything really music related.
Okay.
So.
Well, you just kind of said what you were doing.
That's true. But, like, outside of my universe.
Yeah.
So.
Sweet. All right. Well, this has been good soup. I hope you've been slurping along with us. I feel like an NPR host now.
Yeah.
I'm like, and that was Tchaikovsky's third sonata. Next, we're gonna move into some smooth jazz from the real humdinger south of the border, Louisiana. We're gonna add a little spice to your evening commute.
It's like NPR detective.
Yeah, I didn't really have a solid vision
like,
for this character.
It's like if Sherlock hosted NPR.
Yeah, exactly.
The sweaty nights of Louisiana.
I was beat. I hadn't eaten in a day. The rain was pouring down.
The clickety clack of my heels on the pavement.
That's when I saw him.
The fog was thicker than the smoke from my pipe.
He came out of nowhere with a faraway look in his eye. Something about him made him seem like a shifty character.
Sent a chill up my spine.
I got a feeling that he wanted more than just a lighter and a cigarette.
And I said, hey, at least you could buy me dinner first.
That's not what I was saying. He seemed so offended that I would imply such a thing. He wanted my help with the case. Of course he did. I'm the best.
He said there's been a murder.
In Savannah.
Oh my gosh. Well, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.